So yeah, this is why I always say, I post about it on Instagram quite a lot, why discipline far outweighs motivation. And when people ask me, how are you so motivated to go to the gym all the time? I'll let you into a little secret. I'm not. Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today is Sunday and it is the 10th of August, which means I am 6 weeks out as of yesterday. If you took notice in my last video, I said I was, well, this was 2 weeks ago, so I would have been 8 weeks out, and I said on the Sunday, which I would have been because me being a total idiot, I booked the wrong show. I mean, it's still the same show, I just booked myself in for the wrong day. Instead of going for the first time as a novice class, I'd booked myself in for the Sunday, which was like the main event, and obviously it's going to be full of people competing that have been doing it for years. And it wasn't until I spoke to my posing coach middle of last week, whenever it was, who's going to be one of the head judges there, and he said it's best that I get changed over to the novice class, which obviously should be competing anyway, as I am a novice and it is my first show. So obviously I had to contact the UKDFBA through email, and they soon got it sorted. And yeah, it feels like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders, because I did get a bit worried for a minute, because obviously if I'd have stepped on stage with a lot of the competitors for this year, and I follow a lot of them on Instagram, and I would have drowned on that stage. I like to think I've got a good physique and I think I'm going to do well, but compared to them guys, it's not even a scratch. So yeah, so I'm now 6 weeks out. I'm competing on Saturday the 20th of September in the first time as novice classes, still doing classic and open. Looking forward to that one. Got a few little bits I'm going to talk about in this vlog, as well as the training and posing clips. First up is how I'm feeling 6 weeks out from my first ever show. Obviously I have nothing to compare it to, as it's my first real prep, and I've never dug this deep into a diet without basically sacking it off and going back to eating shite. So it has been a real head turner for me. I've learned a lot about myself as I get further into this prep, and obviously with 6 weeks still being left, it's only going to get harder from here, but I'm welcoming the challenge and I look forward to seeing how my physique changes. I did my check-in this morning, and obviously whether or not my coach will get back to me with a food decrease or maybe a calorie increase, I don't know just yet until he replies. But I don't want a food decrease or a calorie increase, but if it's what's going to get me closer to my goals, then it's going to be done, just like everything else I do on a daily basis. It will be added to the non-negotiables. Currently I am on 2200 calories on a training day and 2000 calories on a non-training day or rest day. To put that into perspective, before I started prep and I was coming to the end of my bulk in February, I was on close to, if not touching, 6000 calories a day. So obviously this is a third of what I was eating just, well, 8 months ago. So yeah, to me it feels like I'm eating nothing at all, but obviously to a lot of, what I'm going to say, normal people, 2200 calories a day is probably about normal. I mean, it's still split between 5 meals, they're obviously smaller meals, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to grumble too much, because doing this is what is going to help me, well, potentially win my show, which is obviously what I'm aiming for. So if that's what I have to do, I have to do it. If my coach tells me don't eat anything today, I'm going to do it because I trust him and I trust his judgment. Obviously he wouldn't suggest that, because that'd be the most fucking ridiculous thing to do, but that's just an example. If it's going to get me to where I need to be, I'm going to do it. And obviously this video was originally, I think I put it on my Instagram, I was going to film a full day of eating video, but as usual I woke up this morning and in my robotic self I did most of my morning routine. I did my cardio, prepped up my pre, intra and post workout shakes, prepped a couple of meals up, ate my first meal, and as I was finishing it I realised I'm supposed to be filming this for a full day of eating, and obviously I didn't want to start on meal 2, so I thought, you know what, it's just going to be another training vlog where I talk a little bit of shit, show you some training clips, some posing, and you're going to bloody enjoy it. So there you are. This week, well, probably not through the weeks, I'll be working. I might have time to do it, but it'll probably be next week. And now I will film a full day of eating on prep vlog to show you what I'm eating daily, and obviously how my meals are structured. I mean, I can talk about how my meals are structured now. I do eat every, yeah, it works out about every 3.5 hours. Obviously it's a bit easier on my days off. I can just time my meals to whatever I'm doing through the day. But when I'm at work, I get up at 4:30, 4:45, depending on what time I went to bed the night before. I get up and I do my 40 minutes fasted cardio. Then if I'm going to be training that day, I'll write out my workout for the day. My daily gratitude journal, which I've got back into doing the last couple of weeks. And then obviously I have my meal one, I go set off to work, get on site for 7:30. We get our first break at 10, so I have a meal then. The next break's at 1 PM, then I have my third meal. Obviously I finish at 5:20, I get home for about 6. And if I'm training, I'll have my meal 4, which is obviously my pre-workout meal. I'll go train and then have my meal 5, post-workout meal. When I get back home, and usually just go straight to bed. And if it's a non-training day, obviously I get home and just have my last 2 meals as and when I can be bothered making them. But I'm usually in bed now for 8:30, 9 o'clock. Gives myself about half an hour to read a book until I fall asleep, and most of the time I get about 10 pages in and I genuinely fall asleep with my face flat in the book. But yeah, finding it somewhat difficult with energy levels at the moment and fatigue creeping in. Obviously I've switched jobs from being a chef, which was quite an active job, but compared to what I'm doing now, obviously I'm on a building site for 10 hours a day. Well, you know what a building site's like, so I don't have to explain it, but it's obviously a lot more intense work than what I was doing in the kitchen. On the plus side, it obviously means my energy expenditure is higher, which obviously gives me a better rate of fat loss alongside my diet, but it also means I'm having to conserve energy around the gym and work, and sort of giving myself a lot of time to just rest and recover, especially on my rest days, on my evenings off, and on my weekends. As long as I've got my morning routine smashed off, I've been to the gym, I've got my steps in, my cardio has been done. I mean, like yesterday, I just spent the rest of the day, well, I went on the Xbox for the first time in a few weeks, and ended up playing some Assassin's Creed. I killed a few hours, and ended up watching a movie and falling asleep on the sofa at about, I think it was about 8 PM last night. I ended up crashing out. I've been a bit hard on myself recently because I'm in a stage of my life where I'm trying to be as productive as possible and do loads of things that are going to set me up for a better future. But at this point in prep, I just don't have the energy for it, which is a bit of a head fuck personally, because I want to get this stuff done, but when it actually comes to doing it, all I want to do is relax and lie down and just conserve my energy. Which may sound like I'm making up excuses to not do stuff, but at this point I'm literally just wiped out. I mean, energy in the gym and at work I'm fine. I mean, my energy drops off a bit at work, but it's nothing 16 cans of Monster won't sort out. Not actually 16, but probably I'm up to having a couple a day again now. But if it gets me through the shift, then it is what it is. Like I said, energy in the gym is still really high. I mean, there's days when I've obviously spent all day at work and I've sort of come home to have my pre-workout meal, I sit down to eat it, and if I close my eyes I'd probably be fast asleep within about 30 seconds. But, well, a prime example was last Tuesday, second shift of the week. I got home, my body was stiff, I felt like absolute shit, to be honest. It was just obviously a busy day, and the thought of not going to the gym crossed my mind probably about 15,000 times. But I had my meal, let it sit for half an hour, and then without even thinking jumped in my car and set off to the gym. I don't even remember driving to the gym, like it was almost like I did it with my eyes closed. But I got there and I trained push, and it was probably one of the best push sessions I've had in, I'd say, weeks to months. It was just one of them. I walked in, every single movement just clicked, every rep just felt awesome, and the pump I got was absolutely insane. So it just goes to show, even though you think you're tired, just turn up anyway. I mean, you might have a shit workout and you might only do 2 of the 5 exercises, but just turning up is what actually builds that resilience and that discipline. So on the days where you do feel crap and you don't want to do it, you know if you turn up you might really have a good session. And I very rarely have a bad session on days like that. It's just a case of actually dragging your ass to the gym and turning up. So yeah, this is why I always say, I post about it on Instagram quite a lot, why discipline far outweighs motivation. And when people ask me, how are you so motivated to go to the gym all the time, you know, I'll let you into a little secret. I'm not. Half the time, I mean, all I'd love to do is just sit and do nothing, which would be absolutely perfect on some days, but I know sitting there and doing nothing isn't going to get me towards my goals, and sitting there and doing nothing isn't going to win my bodybuilding show, and it isn't going to do my training for me or make and eat my meals for me. I've got to do that, and it's that self-accountability. I mean, it doesn't just happen at once. I've been, well, training for 8 years, and I'm going to say bodybuilding for 2, because that's when I started taking it seriously about 2 years ago. Well, I'd say as soon as 1 year ago is when I actually got my coach, so that's when the real progress started happening, but obviously I built a good foundation before then. But it is just a case of turning up every day, even when you don't feel like it, and yeah, these small little insignificant habits that you do every day soon build up, and then you will get to a point where I'm at now, where no matter how I feel or what's going on, I will turn up and I will get the work done that's necessary. And it's, well, I can't remember the last time I actually didn't stick to the plan. It's certainly a very long time ago now, and I don't plan to ever come off plan. I'm going to obviously have my coach for quite a while now, and if he says to do something, I do that, and I do only that, because he's the one that's structuring me in a way and has brought me on this progress. And I do want to say to Cam McKay, who's my coach with Team Conditioned, I'm so grateful for all the help you give me and the guidance. Honestly, since signing up with his coaching, my life has changed dramatically, and I don't mean just in a training sense. Obviously that's improved tenfold, my physique's improved tenfold, and obviously my diet has vastly improved, but just in life, because how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you can give your 100% and go all in with the gym, with your training, with your food or whatever, you will be more inclined, and you'll realise that you'll start doing that with other aspects of your life as well. And well, I mean, it works the other way around. If you give your all into whatever other hobby you have, you'll notice everything around you you'll start giving more attention to, and obviously only things you're interested in or things that'll benefit you. But it all accumulates together, and after a good few months of doing this, it will just be part of your routine, and you'll automatically do these things when you wake up. I just want to say as well, thank you for everybody that's subscribed. I mean, since coming back onto YouTube a couple of weeks ago after my little break, 2 subscribers, which I'm grateful for, obviously, and the last video I put out, my first video in almost 10 months, has just reached, I think it's just reached 100 views, might be 99, so if you haven't watched that yet, go and watch it please. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you're wanting to see more videos, I mean, obviously these videos are pretty crap because I'm just getting the hang of editing and filming and talking on camera again after being away from this for so long. But yeah, my videos, obviously I say this in every video, and I like to think they do get better, but they will get better as I go on. I do need to start using my vlogging camera, which is literally behind me, so I can actually get some better content instead of just filming on my phone. The only problem I have with that is this microphone does not connect to my camera, so I'm going to have to buy a new microphone or fit that, so I can actually get some decent footage, even though I've not taken my mic to the gym with me filming on my phone, so that's a bit of a null point anyway. Let's get into some training footage from this morning's workout with Bears at the Worx gym in Ambleside. We hit chest and back, which we also, well, I trained with him last Sunday and hit chest and back. It was going to be legs, but I went to the gym Friday and trained legs. So yeah, this was the only session that I had left on my split this week. But I really like the chest and back equipment that the Worx has, so I'm pretty glad for it actually, although they do have a hack squat. So next, I think we said Saturday, I'm going to go back through there to meet him for a leg session, and obviously have some fun on my hack squat. My gym doesn't have one, so it's always nice to go to these gyms and try equipment I don't have, but while keeping it as close to my plan as possible. Like, still the same movements, it might just be different weight profiles or whatever else, but I'll try and stick to it as much as I can. But yeah, I'm going to stop rabbiting on because I've been sat here for, well, coming up 18 minutes now, and I feel like I've probably rambled on quite a lot but not actually said anything productive. Cheers for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed the video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, comment, all that good stuff. I'm also going to do an Instagram Q&A. If you do follow me on Instagram, or if you don't, it'll be somewhere around here. I'm going to do a Q&A where you can ask me anything on there, whether it's training or bodybuilding or whatever. If you've got questions or you want advice, whatever it is, just shoot it over. But I'm also going to do a little section of what do you want to see on this YouTube channel. Obviously I'm a bit limited to what I can do right now as I'm 6 weeks out from a show and on prep, but I mean, there's no reason in a couple of months' time, when after I've obviously reverse dieted out of this stage and my calories start creeping back up and I get into my off season again, why I can't do that, you don't know, like an eating challenge or something like that, because it's something I wanted to do in my last off season and just never got around to. And then obviously I stopped recording YouTube for a while, so yeah, just let me know what you want to see, guys. But yeah, once again, I appreciate everyone that watches and obviously messages me and reaches out and all that. Like, you guys are awesome, and keep smashing it no matter what you're doing.